Mohan was a small boy with a big frown. He lived in a small village nestled beside a sparkling river, a place brimming with laughter and the scent of ripening mangoes. But Mohan saw only the things he didn't have. He didn't have the shiny new bicycle like Rohan, his neighbor. He didn't have the colorful kites that soared high above the village. He didn't even have a pet, unlike his friend Priya, who adored her fluffy white kitten. Every day, Mohan grumbled, "Why doesn't God give me nice things?" He'd mutter, kicking at a loose stone. His grandmother, Amma, a woman with eyes as wise as the ancient banyan tree, would simply smile and say, "God has a plan, Mohan. A beautiful plan just for you." Mohan didn't believe her. He thought God had forgotten him, tucked him away in a corner of his grand plan, overlooked and unimportant. One day, a terrible storm raged through the village. The river, usually a gentle friend, swelled into a raging torrent. Houses were flooded, and people cried out in fear. Rohan's new bicycle was swept away by the rushing water. Priya's kitten was lost in the chaos. Even Amma's small hut was threatened. Mohan, watching the devastation from a small hill, felt a pang of something other than his usual grumbling. He saw fear in the eyes of his neighbors and heard their desperate pleas for help. He remembered his grandfather, who had taught him to swim like a fish in the river. He knew the river's currents, its hidden shallows, and its dangerous eddies. Without a second thought, Mohan plunged into the churning water. He navigated the raging current, rescuing one person after another. He pulled Rohan, clinging to a piece of driftwood, to safety. He found Priya's terrified kitten huddled on a floating log. He even helped his Amma secure her belongings before the floodwaters reached her hut. When the storm finally subsided, the village was exhausted but safe. People gathered, their faces etched with relief and gratitude. They praised Mohan's bravery, his quick thinking, his selfless actions. Rohan hugged him, his eyes shining with admiration. Priya held her kitten close, purring with happiness. Amma, her eyes brimming with tears, embraced Mohan tightly. "See, Mohan," she whispered, "God's plan. He gave you the strength, the skill, the courage to save us all. He didn't give you a bicycle or a kite, but He gave you something far more valuable, the ability to be a hero." Mohan looked around at the grateful faces, at the rescued animals, at the village spared from utter destruction. He finally understood. God's plan wasn't about material possessions. It was about the gifts He had given him, his strength, his swimming skills, his courage, gifts he never appreciated until they were needed. He had been given the opportunity to make a real difference, to be a blessing to his community. From that day on, Mohan's frown disappeared, replaced by a warm, gentle smile. He didn't have a shiny new bicycle or a colorful kite, but he had something far more precious, the knowledge that God had a plan for him, a plan filled with purpose, meaning, and the immeasurable joy of helping others. He learned that true happiness wasn't found in material things, but in the love and kindness he shared with his community. And that, he realized, was the greatest gift of all. For more videos, please subscribe to our channel.